Good afternoon. I'm Graham Watkins. I'm the Senior Director for Sales and Reporting Technologies at Giant Eagle. I'd like to assume everyone in here knows what Giant Eagle is. It's grocery stores as well as the Get-Go convenience store and Market District brands. We're over about 400 retail locations now, 35,000 plus team members across 4 states, or slightly more now actually, but chiefly Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Columbus, and recently opened a Market District in Indianapolis. So growing for us, and we're going to talk to you today about how the grocery shopping experience has gotten a lot more personalized.
And I'm Sue Carenbauer. I'm the Director of Digital Commerce Technologies. And to start out today, we wanted to introduce you to 2 fairly typical customers that come into our store. First is Jake. He's the father of 3. Busy family on the go. The kids are in school, they're in activities, they're always running, doing 100 things, crazy calendar, right? They need quick and easy meal solutions. But Jake's not willing to sacrifice the nutritious food he's giving his kids because he's not running them through fast food places every day. He really wants to give them something wholesome and nutritious. He's very budget conscious, though. He wants to make sure he's stretching his dollar as much as possible. So when he gets the mail every week and he gets the circulars from all the retailers in his neighborhood, he's looking through them to make sure that the products he's going to buy, he can find the best deals, and he's willing to go to multiple retailers to get it. The other person I want to introduce is Mary. Mary's married with no kids. Her and her husband are busy professionals, but they're what we like to call at Giant Eagle foodies. They really like food. They like to try food. They like to cook food. They like to explore food. It's kind of their thing, right? When they think about what they want to do on a Friday night, it's cook something cool and hang out and have a bottle of wine. That's their thing together. And so these are 2 customers I wanted to introduce you to.
So while these 2 customers are fairly typical for us, every single customer that comes in has unique needs, and that differs every single time they come in. So while we know how Jake might like to shop and what his typical needs are, when he comes in this weekend, he might be looking for stocking up so he can feed his family, make lunches, be ready to get through a busy week. Mary and her husband might be looking for something different. Maybe they're planning a dinner party for Friday night in addition to what else they might have for a busy week as well. But Jake could come in another time looking to buy stuff for a kid's birthday party that they're having next week. Or Mary could decide this week it's just simple options because we're going to be really busy and going to be on the go. So even these 2 typical customers will change how they buy with us every time they walk in the store. And they're not the only 2 people that are coming in. Lots of people come in every single week, each one with different needs. They also come on completely different frequencies. So Jake might be there every single week. Mary might come 3 times a week. Other customers only come once or twice a month and stock up. All of that combines to a lot of different trips, each with their own unique missions and each with their own unique needs. When you consider then that in those transactions, in our stores, there are 60,000 products, give or take, in any one Giant Eagle or Get-Go Market District location, what you have is an infinite set of combinations and permutations of what will leave the store with any one customer on any one given trip. It is truly not calculable, the exact shopping pattern that anyone is going to have on any given occasion. But all of that data is really important to us to understand customer experience. So understanding how customers buy with us is really important to our success. We need to know what products to have in the store. We need to know how many of them to have. We need to know when to have them. A really simple example that I think everyone in here will get is turkeys. We sell turkeys at Giant Eagle every single day of the year. We worry a lot more about buying and selling turkeys between the 1st of November and Thanksgiving Day than we do in the middle of April. But it's really important for us to understand that pattern and understand how customers buy. what products they want, what sizes they want it in. Do they want frozen? Do they want fresh? How many of each do we need to have? That product has to be there. If that product isn't there when the customer comes to shop, they're going to go somewhere else. That's lost sales this time, but it's lost loyalty next time. It's really important we understand that pattern. So Thanksgiving is a very simple, probably intuitive example that you can understand. But with all the customers and all the transactions, there's far more insights to be gained than something as simple as Thanksgiving. That is a lot of data. The journey for us in understanding that data begins 20 years ago. In 1995, Giant Eagle launched the Giant Eagle Advantage card. Many of you probably carry one. It's as simple as you scan the card, you get discounts on the purchases you make. We also then can track what products you've taken out of the store with you when you go. Over 20 years, we've amassed a good bit of data about what customers buy when they buy it. However, we don't necessarily, or not till recently, had the ability to really take that massive amount of data and understand what opportunities lie within it. So if you think, for 20 plus years we've been building all this data, one transaction at a time, product at a time. During that same 20-year span, technology has exploded. And it's exploded for our customers as well as it did for us. So 20 years ago, maybe consumers were barely aware of the internet. 20 years later, everyone is walking around with a computer in their pocket. They can check our competitors' prices while they're standing in our aisles. They could order from one of our competitors while they're standing in our aisles. They can tell us more about themselves on Facebook, tell their friends about us on Twitter or Pinterest. The amount of information about our customers, both that we have but that they are also putting out there, has really exploded. The real upside of big data to us is that for the first time, we can start to tie that data together to really understand shopping patterns, not just the ones that are obvious, like Thanksgiving Day and the lead up to that, but the patterns that wouldn't be so obvious to see. The other side of that has become, as customers share more data with us, they expect better personalization when they shop with us. You see that all the time in other retailers that you go to. You expect that if you've gone to them before, your experience will be better next time. And that's the challenge we have to meet every day.
So like Graham said, this journey started for us about 20 years with the launch of Giant Eagle's Advantage card. But in the last 2 years, our journey has accelerated at an extremely rapid pace. Advances in technology and what we've implemented have really actually allowed us to operationalize this data, to put it in the hands of the people that make decisions within our organization, and turn that tons and tons of data into actual actionable insights, which is really a powerful, powerful thing. So if there's two big ways we're doing that right now that we're focused on. One is with assortment, and one is with targeted marketing. So to talk about assortment, if you think about the hundreds of stores we have, the tens of thousands of products we have, the millions of customers, and the billions of transactions, being able to crunch through that data and see the patterns that emerge at both a macro and a micro level is driving really powerful insights for our category managers in merchandising. What items are bought together? What customers never buy together? What customers have a propensity for on different trips? And you know, if we discontinue a product or we happen to be out of stock on a given item on a given day, what are they most likely to do? Will they trade and pick a different flavor or a different brand? Or will they turn around and walk out the door and go to another retailer down the street and we just lost the sale? Having that information is allowing us to make really powerful decisions. So for the statisticians in the room, we are crunching all this data and putting essentially a dendrogram in the hands of the decision makers within merchandising. And we summarize that up to what we call a category decision tree. And it really reflects how customers make decisions when they're standing in the aisle looking at the product. So I'll give you an example of yogurt. There's two types of yogurt buyers, and I'm going to describe some of you, right? You either buy mainstream yogurt, brands like Dannon, Yoplait, or you buy premium yogurt, brands like Chobani or Noosa, some organics. And once you've made that decision, you make a second decision, which is, do I want Greek or not Greek yogurt? But the lowest level decision you make is flavor. You don't come in saying, I want blueberry yogurt. You come in saying, I want yogurt, or Yoplait yogurt in the cup, and then I want blueberry yogurt, right? So having that knowledge is allowing us to change the way we display product in our store. So we're setting our sections to mirror how customers think about it. So while they may not realize it, the section makes more sense to them logically. It's a better shopping experience. Products are easier to find. The second thing we're using the data to do is decide what items are important to carry and which ones are not as important to carry. So even though we may have a specialty organic Greek yogurt that we don't sell a whole lot of units of, there is a very loyal customer that's important to us that buys that. And it may be more important than the 35th flavor of Yoplait yogurt, right? We can understand and analyze that trade-off better than we've ever been able to do that before. It's also letting us look and say, how much space should every section have? Is it more important to add space to yogurt or take space out of milk, or vice versa? Having this data and understanding what our customers are doing is really driving some of those decisions in a much better analytical way than we've ever done before. The other thing we're doing is we're looking across stores at how groups of customers shop within a given store. If you think about a really simple example, you can have stores that are located in urban areas and stores that are located in more rural areas. The folks that are in urban areas tend to skew towards smaller pack sizes, right? They might be walking to the store, they might be taking public transportation, and whether they want premium paper towels or whether they want value paper towels, they really just want one or two rolls because they're going to carry it. Versus a rural store, folks might be coming once a month and they're going to stock up. It takes a lot of time for them to go to the store. They're only going to do it once. They want the biggest pack they can get because they're only coming once this month. And we intuitively knew that as a business. We could have articulated that to you, but what we didn't realize was that we have stores less than 5 miles apart from each other that are on very different ends of some of those spectrums in how customers buy. That is helping us figure out how to assort and display within our stores to really meet their needs. The next thing I'll share is a little bit about targeted marketing.
So what Sue talked about is how we can use the data to better assort the store. But the other thing we can do is take that data and make it more personal for an individual shopper. So if we know what a shopper has been buying over time, we can then personalize the offers that that shopper gets, so that when we put a piece of mail on their counter in their kitchen or in their inbox, they actually have offers that are relevant to them. If you back up a few years ago, you would have gotten a piece of mail that had coupons in it, and those coupons in it would have been generalized to a large audience of people. The hope is that you would have liked some of the coupons you got, hopefully more than some, but inevitably some of them just wouldn't be for products you buy on a regular basis or for things that really meet your specific needs. But when we're able to take the available offers that we have and cross them with the customer shopping history we have, now we can create a set of offers for you that are really based on what you buy in our stores. We can see the difference when we do this, because the reaction we get from customers is, oh, those are really my coupons because they're for things that I buy. The example that I would use personally is I'll get $1 off produce and $1 off meat and some offer off of tortilla chips. I'm supposed to be eating healthy. That's the produce and the service meat case. But tortilla chips are in my basket every single time. And guess what? The coupon for tortilla chips is there too, because I am going to leave the store with them every time. The ability to make it personal to what you want or what I want when you get that makes a really big difference to customers. And they've now come to expect it, and then it drives consistency and loyalty with those customers when they know that they're going to get that next time. It also gives us the opportunity to drive trial with customers. Perhaps we're launching a new brand in our store of a product that we think the customer would like to buy based on their purchase history. That could now become one of the coupons in the set of offers that you would get. And that gives us the opportunity to help get new trial or new ideas in customers' hands. So if we take what we've talked about taking the data and then rolling it back to the people we met at the beginning. So if you think about Jake wants the best deal he can get, and he wants convenience. When he is shopping the yogurt category now, it is much simpler for him to find the products that he wants to feed his family this week. Specifically, he's going to find that the multi-packs of kids yogurt are now at the right price point for him, represent a really good value, or have the right assortment that meets his family's needs. It's convenient because they're easy to find and they represent the right value. On top of that, he can get to e-offers by logging into the mobile app or onto the website, so he can take not just the offers we have in the store, but additional offers available on the website and in the mobile app, load them to his Advantage card so that he gets extra savings on top of what he would get if he just walked into the store. And he can do that in real time. He could be standing at the gum rack waiting to check out and have that apply when he checks out a minute later. So it's really become able for him to get his information personal and easy when he's in the store.
And to just wrap up with Mary, if you remember, she's a foodie, right? So she wants her experience to be about finding and discovering things. So she sits down every week with her husband, and they go on sites like Epicurious, and they go on Pinterest, and they pick recipes and stuff they want to try, and they'll look up cool different foods and what's trending. And they're building their basket as they do that online. They're also looking at the targeted offers that they got. And she's willing to throw in that really cool sounding, delicious, premium, organic yogurt that's salted caramel flavor and sounds like dessert, right? She's going to throw that in her basket as well. But the other thing is, even though she really likes to explore food and try new things, she needs basic items on a weekly basis, right? She needs milk and she needs bread. She's going online to a feature we call Quick Shop, which is an online personalized aisle with the products she's bought in the last 6 months. So she can just quickly go through and say milk, eggs, bread, butter, and fill the rest of her basket out within seconds or minutes. And then once she's done that, she checks out and she can just pick it up later at our store. So I think what you can see is we've figured out how to take all the data we're collecting through the Advantage card and really personalize people's experience. We serve millions of customers, but at the end of the day, we serve one individual customer at a time. And we can do that in store. We can do it when we send direct mail to your home, and now we're doing it much more online and in your mobile app. So thank you. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I live in Cranberry and I shop at the Giant Eagle there. I also go to the Wexford one. I also go to the one in McCandless. They're all organized differently. So
Why do you do that?
I get it. I mean, they're playing to a market that's in that. But I need to be able to plug in my little shopping list and you tell me where to go, how to efficiently get out of that store. And oh, by the way, give me a coupon as I'm passing something on my route. I don't want to think about it. I just need it, right?
So I don't know if I speak for Graham, but the number 2 questions I'm asked when people find out when I work at Giant Eagle is, why don't you carry my XYZ product? And number 2, why did you just move everything around in my store and why is it set up? The answer is, we're in IT and we don't do that. But
That's good. That's good.
that is my standard answer. But what I will tell you, and this will become partly a commercial for digital commerce, there is a new version of the Market District app that is being released in about 2 to 3 weeks, which will have we call it the concierge, right? It's going to give you the store map, tell you where products are, organize your shopping list by the flow of the store so you can do it in order. So we're releasing that for Market District, and we'll follow on with Giant Eagle at a later date.
Never go to Walmart again.
Thank you.
What is one
So it's coming. Yeah.
What about people with dietary needs or allergies? So I've been gluten-free and dairy-free for 10 years now, and so I find myself going to multiple retailers to purchase the bread that I want and the milk that I need and the rice and et cetera. Do you guys have something or any features in the mobile app or that will let me know if I pick something up that it might be a product that could be a problem, or perhaps lead me down the path or communicate GF items to you?
Yeah, so I'll let Graham talk about, from an item perspective, how we're working on amassing that data. But within Curbside Express, you can search our categories, and we have different dietary flags, and one of them happens to be gluten-free. So as we continue to offer more gluten-free products, it's an easy way to just filter down your list on what you have for options, whether it be in grocery or in HBC, like nutrition bars or something like that, which is a pretty cool feature.
Yeah. I would say in addition to that, we are starting to catalog that data in our master item catalog, which is what we use to feed the website. It's also what is used to print all the little shelf tags you see on the shelves in the store. And if you go into Giant Eagle recently, you'll start to see that there are healthy attributes listed on the tags for various items. It's not across every item yet, but it's across many items. And gluten-free is the #1 thing called out on an item if we know that about the item. So that's as an example, but you could see heart healthy and other things as well on those items. But as we continue to amass that data, you'll find more and more of that built into the shopping experience.
What's the impact of all this on Giant Eagle? What's the metrics? Is it an increase in spending? Is it customer retention? All of the above?
I think we would say we think it's successful, and we do know the answer to that question, but we're not going to share the exact details of it, other than to say we're certain that it drives loyalty with our customers, and that we can see that.
And we want to know you so well you won't go anywhere else because they don't know you.
It'll be better than my wife now, probably.
We don't know that much.
Yeah. So this must be a colossal amount of information that you've collected all over the years. So to do all this processing and to build this crystal ball, is it something that you guys did it in-house with the expertise, or did you work in partnership with some of the companies to build the models and predictive analysis?
Good question. So we have a fairly robust data warehouse where we have all of the raw level detail for all of these things for way back, depending on the particular data element. And then we are working with a third party to help us do some of the algorithmic part of it to create the right matching strategies. So there's components that are in-house and components that are where we work with a third party. And then it all comes back to us, and we actually execute whatever that program is.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, it's been so as much technology that's changed in the last 2 years, our business processes have had as much change happen.
Are you completely dependent upon your loyalty card to match customers?
No.
How do you handle the matching of their algorithms to align customers with their shopping?
Oh, sorry, I was understanding your question incorrectly. So the thing we are bringing into this is we purchase market data for what other retailers are carrying from an assortment perspective and what they're doing and what they're getting share of wallet. And that helps us make sure we're not talking to ourselves. So if there's products out in the market that we're not carrying that are taking off like rockets, we want to look at those types of things. So we are purchasing data and bringing that into our data set to do some of those things.
In terms of knowing our customers' patterns without using the Advantage card, it's the key. There are other things we could do to, fuzzy match and things like that from a data perspective, but the card is the simplest and most direct way, and it's what we leverage pretty chiefly.
Yep.
Do you use that data? I'm sorry. Do you use that to actually derive households? Or is the shopper's card by person or by household? How do you unlock that?
The answer is we have them at both levels, but because of our Fuel Perks program, people like to pool their Fuel Perks when they live together. So, my husband and I are always going to tie our cards together because we want to redeem our Fuel Perks together. So our customers actually are very willing to tell us that.
Yep.
It's not very cool pop off on you when you got to switch the nozzle to the other card.
That's double pumping and it's unsafe.
It's unsafe.
There's a sign
No, I'm not. My husband drives a big SUV. I never get to redeem my own fuel perks.
So true.
Yeah.
This might be more of a strategy question, but I have a lot of friends up into the foodie category, and they, every time I'm around them, they're raving about Blue Apron or HelloFresh. They're really not going to the grocery store anymore, so it's a strategy question, but I guess is that something that you can also see in the market data?
We watch those folks very closely. We also we watch all online competitors very closely. I mean, everybody in this room has seen the statistics of how many people have bought online in the last year versus how many people bought online 10 years ago. Everybody's doing it across all categories. Food is now the newest frontier for that. So we watch folks very closely like Blue Apron, like HelloFresh, that are doing the meal solutions delivered to your home. But we're also very closely watching the folks like Amazon and Walmart who are selling paper towels like crazy. So we watch it from a lot of fronts, and we're being very strategic in where we're going to kind of competitively defend against them online. Any more? Well, thank you guys for your time.
Thanks.